Welcome back to Divine Journey 2. In the last episode, we got basic infrastructure up, nothing too complicated, just pretty much basic stuff in any mod pack. In between episodes, I made a couple hoppers just to automate the smeltery and get all the ingots out automatically. And yeah, so today's plan, we're going to start Totemic, and it's a pretty cool mod if you haven't played it. Basically, there's a bunch of, what do you call them, rituals or ceremonies, that's the word. You use instruments and you perform ceremonies. There's rituals for all kinds of stuff. And the first one we actually have to perform is the Rite of Spring to get red cedar saplings. Okay, to perform the Rite of Spring, we need a totem base, and to get said totem base, all you have to do is right click on any log with the knife, like that. And then to actually get the ritual going, you need the flute and the drum. So you shift right click with the flute and then the drum, and then we can start making music. And you want to generally do different instruments, and you have to try and beat the clock. Obviously I'm not doing a very good job, but if we fail we can always do it again. Obviously I'm not going to make it this time. There we go. And we have our red cedar saplings. So the reason we needed red cedar wood is for these wind chimes, which are another musical instrument. Okay, I gathered up some cows for the next ritual we need to perform, which is the buffalo dance. To do that, we have to shift click the drums and the chime and make enough music before the timer runs out. Alright, and there's our buffaloes. Okay, I've waited for the buffaloes to grow up and I killed them. And I got their hide, their meat, and their toots. And the reason we need the toots is actually for the rattle. So I'm gonna have to go gather up a bit more emeralds, but then I'll be back. Okay, I went on a small mining trip for enough emeralds to make this block. There's like an extreme hills biome, like 200-ish blocks to the north, so it wasn't too bad. And we can make our rattle now. Alright, the next ceremony we have to perform is the Serenade for Syrinx, which will make our flute a lot better. To activate, we have to use the flute and the rattle. And there's our better flute. Next up is the Eagle Dance, which will transform parrots into eagles and allow us to make the eagle bone whistle. For this we have to use the rattle and the wind chime. eagles. Now we kill them. Final ceremony we have to perform is the Totenaz ceremony, which will spawn the boss, and we have to kill it so we can get the bow. And to activate this ritual, we need the wind chime and the eagle bone whistle. And now we take cover. I don't know if this boomerang does damage. I assume it does. Okay. I believe this boomerang does damage. Oh my god. Okay, it does. Okay, he actually does a bit of damage. Where'd he go? Oh, he's right here. Guess we could just do this. Oh, it went through his legs. Come on. Oh yeah. Oh, I should have just used the sword. It was much faster. There's the boss. Okay, I made a little progress off camera. I made a tiny little, well, not tiny. I made a little base because I was tired of looking at stone and granite and everything. And it's nothing too fancy. It's just kind of the block palette we had at the moment. I also made a quick trip to the Nether to get cobalt and manual tools. It was nothing too fancy. Cobalt and Ardite just spawn normally in the Nether, so I didn't bother recording that. And to light said portal, I just put wood on the backside and lava underneath, and I let it catch on fire, and it did pretty quickly. So that's how I lit it. And yeah, I couldn't use flint and steel because that obviously takes steel, and we don't have that yet. Speaking of steel, the next mod we're going to get into is Immersive Engineering. And the reason we needed to get the bow was actually for these Bayox bloodied stones. They take the bow. And I also made some coagulated blood for said stones. So I'm not sure how many stones we're going to need at the moment. So I'm just going to craft one at a time because I don't have that much coagulated blood. I'm probably going to have to fight more zombies. So for now I'll just do it in sections. Next up is the engineer's hammer. And yeah, we officially have our trophy. The first multi-block we're going to make from Immersive is the Coke oven. And we need 14 recipes since this only makes 2 at a time. So there we go. Okay, I've gathered up a bit more coagulated blood for the bloodied stones. And we have enough for the blast bricks now. Okay, I moved our coke oven and set up the blast furnace, since over here is on a chunk border and the quest book advised against it. So now they're here. And speaking of which, I also put in a little iron, and we have steel now. A byproduct of putting coke in the coke oven is this creosote oil, and using this creosote oil, we can make treated wood, which will allow us to eventually make windmills and turbines. Using the treated wood, we can make this engineer's workbench, which will allow us to eventually get cheaper plates as well as other cheaper things. Okay, I've made and set up our water wheels, and for the water, I decided to put 3 source blocks above, and then have it flow down 1 block, and then just over and around. And I believe this design is about 80 RF, I want to say, which isn't a lot, but it's good enough for right now. And to connect this up to our power bank, we're just going to use basic wires and relays and connectors, since that's all I can afford right now. And I believe if I do this and this, it should work. Yeah. I'm also using insulated wire so I don't get zapped when I walk through here. But yeah, we now have power. Alright, the first multi-block we're going to make is the metal press, which will allow us to have cheaper plates, cheaper wires, and a couple other cheaper things. And if I remember correctly, the structure should be something like this. And I believe the piston's in the middle. Now we just have to rotate the piston and shift click, and there's our metal press. I'm not 100% sure if this still works. Oh, it does. Ah, cool. Alright, instead of using a hopper, I just decided to use an iron conduit since we got that from a quest, and it seems like it does work. So that's cool. We can actually upgrade our capacitor to MV and then HV since we have the cheaper plate recipe. I just need to make 2 blocks of lead. Actually, oh wait, I do have lead, okay. And yeah, now we can store 4 million, I believe, instead of 100,000. Okay, using our new metal press, I made some reinforced blast bricks for the improved blast furnace. And to set this up, it's just the same thing as a regular blast furnace, just with the hopper on top. And then same thing, just shift click, and then it'll form. And to make our improved blast furnace even quicker, we can make these preheaters. And to set them up, all we have to do is put them to the sides of the blast furnace. Not like that. Like that. And just connect them up to power. And yeah. And that should... Oh. Actually, I'm going to upgrade these to insulated real quick. Okay, I set up our blast furnace preheaters, and I attached them to power, and I also used chiseling bits to hide the massive opening these left. And yeah, it doesn't look great, but yeah, it'll do. And I think that's where I'm going to call it for episode 2, so yeah, thanks for watching.